Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So you'll notice that my camera is a little bit darker than normal. And that's because I fucked up in doing the recording earlier by releasing some information that I did not want to get released. So, we're doing the recording again. And in doing so, what we're doing this time is we're just gonna just briefly go over the TWAB for the most part. Nothing super
Cliff Notes
crazy.
version.
Yeah, the TLDR basically. We may go into a little bit of a rant at certain parts, but let's just get through it. We are going to be skipping the community stuff just because I just want to scroll through and get it done because it's late at night here. It's roughly about 11 p.m. here where I'm at, which means it's roughly about what 10 p.m. where you are, Danny.
Is indeed.
Yeah. So, with that being said, Uh, so it is the last TWAB of the year, and then we will not see another TWAB until January 12th, I believe, is what they said.
I think so.
So roughly about a month, give or take. So just some basic things that they went over here. I will leave this screen up for just a second so that way you all can pause and read it in case you want to take a look at it. I'm gonna try and not get. I'm gonna try and get like not crispity. There we go. All right, time to move the mouse back. I found the sweet spot. So, very rewarding trailer talking about Lightfall that will drop in February. The Dawning is here. It's the same event as it has been every year. Danny and I are not really too pressed about the ornament sets. New weapons, yay! The snowmobile is back. Vex Mythoclast and what weapon was this? Was it again that got the ornament?
Aegir Scepter.
Aegir Scepter, which to be fair, I think Aegir Scepters looks decent, and it makes sense since it's a stasis weapon. New ghost shells, standard, nothing crazy. I will say I do like the reindeer one. The bobsled dog, sparrow, pretty solid. The skiing emote, pretty solid. Triumph merch, pretty cool. Next season for Iron Banner, which will return on January 3rd. They are introducing a new game mode by the name of Fortress. TLDR, it is King of the Hill, but Cabal have turrets when you have captured it. Have fun. Um, it's basically the
Yeah,
best way that I could say it.
sounds fun.
Yeah. Along with that, two returning Iron Banner weapons will come back, which is the Dark Decider auto rifle and the Ganora's Axe Slug shotgun, which is nice to see because we haven't seen an Iron Banner auto rifle that hasn't been dog shit in a while. And Ganora's Axe will be replacing Reese Walker. So yay, I get to see that in Iron Banner nonstop, and I'm not happy about it. Because it also gets decent perks, doesn't it, Danny?
It depends because they probably swapped out the perk pool
Right, and
since they brought it back.
it's probably gonna have one of the Iron Banner special perks, which I wouldn't be too mad about that. I think the new Iron Banner perks are really interesting, and I think they're a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Because they add a lot of crazy things. Like I think skulking. Here's my hot take. I think skulking wolf is one of the funniest perks to run because it's just dumb the way that it works.
Oh yeah.
Skulking wolf in the radius is pretty exciting. Donations, special ghost shells if you get those, special emblems. A secret to everybody. Okay, so we've skipped the majority of this. This is a part that we had a rant in the earlier one. We're not going to get super hard into it, but for the most part, basically what they're saying is that players wanted more secret missions like Presage, Zero Hour, and the Whisper. They haven't released that this year because they were like, we want them to be secret missions, but we don't want them to be predictable. So we're not going to have them out. Like, we're not going to tell you when they're going to come out because that's the whole point of a secret mission. It's a fucking secret. Which I think I'm fine with because, in my opinion, all of these secret missions, other than Zero Hour, because I haven't really gotten a chance to play it, but both Presage and the Whisper were absolutely bangers. And even Zero Hour was a banger, wasn't it, Danny?
Uh, yeah. 0 Hour Outbreak.
Yeah. Like all of the secret missions were bangers. And you said
Oh yeah.
something in the first recording, Danny, and I want you to just talk a little bit about that before we move on. Is how much time and effort goes into those special missions, the secret missions, and what the creative team is allowed to do with those.
Oh yeah, like basically like the first one was a proof of concept with Whisper, and basically that whole concept led to the team getting a little bit more freedom to put stuff like that into the game when they had the extra time to, as well as like the ornaments for said weapon tied to these secret missions, paying for making the next one.
Right. And
So like,
each one gets
base,
better after the next because it was Whisper, then Zero Hour, and then Presage, and they
yep,
all have insane amounts of lore that are tied into just this bullshit mission that you go do, you get a weapon, and then you go back and you do the catalyst for it.
yep, because they are basically made when the dev team has a little bit of downtime between seasons and expansions. They get a little bit more freedom to go wild with them, and it shows.
Yeah, like it's the dev team being able to do what they do best, which is create an enjoyable experience. And I talked about this a little bit earlier, because I've played the Whisper. That was the first time that I ever did one of the secret missions, and that was with Danny and a good buddy of ours, Rogue. And then Danny and I did a two-man. Well, what do they call it? Master version for
Yeah,
Presage to get. We two-manned Master Presage, which took several tries. Must admit that, but it was one of my most enjoyable experiences because also we got a lot of lore. We learned where the fucking Scorn came from, like, and why the fuck they were even on, you know, the shore.
yeah,
Like, it's so I don't mind. Like, I get that players want more of them, but I want players to also understand from a casual perspective that, like, enjoy them when they show up. Don't expect them because that's when nobody was expecting DMT. Nobody was expecting Presage. Like, people saw Whisper, they saw Zero Hour, and they're like, okay, that's probably going to be it for a while. And then we got hit with DMT. We got hit with Presage, and Presage was a phenomenal mission. Zero Hour, from what I was told, was a phenomenal mission, and the Whisper
yep.
had a lot of lore specifically about the Taken. So it takes time to make them, and they may not necessarily completely fit with the season when they're released. However, they are super fun, and I just want the casual community to understand. Don't ask about it, just wait for it.
Yep.
If you don't ask and you just wait, good things will come for it. With that being said, we're gonna move on. Accessory of the season. We're gonna move by most of the leaps of faith. And a lot of the other fan art. This is something that we do need to talk about. Is the Arbalist ornament that was voted on by the community was Synthwave. So it's very Lightfall esque with the Neomuna style, like vibrant neon colors. I'm very happy to see that because I think it'll also very much fit in with next year's theme, which is that bright colors. Because let's be honest, I think the most bright area that we have right now is the Dreaming City, and half
Dreaming
of that is
City, and
still dark as shit.
oddly enough, the other brightest area is probably Nessus.
Yeah, that's because there's fucking trees,
Yep,
and it's like closest to the sun. So, yeah. Actually, no. What is Nessus again? Is it a moon?
Nessus is a moon,
Oh, never mind.
I
My bad.
think.
I don't know. I don't know astronomy. I'm stupid. But yeah. Needless to say, Danny and I are happy to see this. I'm still a little concerned as to like why. Again, I still wish that the choices were a little bit more fan favored. Like because the choices were what Arbalist, Sweet Business, and Rat King.
Something like that. There were already weapons that had decent amounts of ornaments.
Yeah, which, in my opinion, they should have done other weapon ornaments for other skins that were favored by the community. Um, I mean, in my opinion, I think that I think I don't think a lot of the community will. Well, now that when the buffs came out, yes, they will. But before that, I think Wishender only having the one skin, which was the Queen skin, the one that turns the bow pink, I think that would have been a great one. Now, to be fair though, even though Sweet Business does have a lot of skins, it is definitely up there as a this is a community favorite gun.
Oh yeah,
Like, Sweet Business and Rat King are definitely community memes. Also, I'm gonna be honest here. I genuinely think that Arbalist should have been replaced with Telesto because I just wanted to see them make a new ornament for Telesto, and then it completely
would have been
breaks the
fire.
fucking game again.
It probably will anyway, but
Well, yeah, just because it's fucking Telesto. But yeah, like Telesto, I think would have been a great choice as well. But overall, I think the ornament looks pretty solid. Remembering 2022, a lot of things, nothing super crazy to go on about. The only major things that I would recommend that I would go over about these is the social media channels about how they did it for Spain, Poland, Brazil, and they launched a Portuguese specific media channel for Brazil, which I think is pretty dope. They partnered with more content creators, which I think was cool. They changed the number of their patch notes, which for most of you doesn't really matter. For me and Danny, it is a sad day because we will no longer have the chance to get patch 4.2.0. And I'm sad about it. Um, Along with that, they talked about the Telesto event and Destiny 2 TikTok account, but more importantly, Bungie joining the Sony Interactive Entertainment organization, which is very, very important to note. Because that made it. Now, to be fair, Bungie has stated that they still want to sell to both PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And I think Sony agreed with that, correct? In their like contract.
yeah, it's like Bungie was kind of very adamant about that because it would be a really, really not good monetary decision to not have the game on all platforms.
Exactly. Yeah. So there you go. And then we're gonna just scroll on by all of the fan art. Though I will say I will stop. I will stop once at the Petrovenja art because I think this is still my favorite art. And by the way, this was by Kathy Langley. Um, for those of you to see here. So I love this art. I think this is probably my favorite art out of the entire TWAB. And then we're going to go ahead and keep scrolling. And then they talked about the cosplayers at the Creator District Purple stage. Talked about the game. Talked about all the different kinds of things. The Iron Banner Rift launch. Bugs. We're just gonna quickly just like I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pause for the Dawning Quest just to remind everyone. Please pause here if you want to read how to do the Dawning Quest. You've seen it. All right, moving on. Known issues. I will pause here for you to read.
Jade Rabbit's disabled.
Jade Rabbit is disabled. Moving on. And then you've got a Yeehaw and Me, just some good old fashioned, gameplay and artwork. Again, a lot of it farewell. Pretty solid. And then the most important thing I think out of this entire TWAB is Damage DMG is leaving Bungie as their senior community manager. And this is the reason why I kind of wanted to speed through because I think that this is the most important thing happening in this TWAB.
Yep.
So DMG is leaving Bungie as their senior community manager on December 30th. So the next TWAB that comes out, he will not be talking to the community after that. So just like I did in my first take of this, I'm going to give a absolute manliest salute to DMG and the work and effort that he has put in to share information from the organization to the community. Thank you, DMG, for your work and effort with Bungie. You will be sorely missed as DMG has been with them for how long again, Danny?
7 years.
7 whole ass years. Basically, well, basically almost the entire length of basically right after D1 release to now. So,
As far as like community managers for games go, that's a pretty long time.
yeah, and here's the thing. He's probably one of the most favorited community managers that I know of any game. Like, the community just loves DMG. So, it's sad to see, but we hope that your endeavors are well, DMG, and we hope that your success is bright and prosperous in the future, Guardian. Uh, and then the next TWAB will be on January 12th. So, uh, we're just going to quickly go over some ideas that Danny and I have to kind of supplement the fact that we will not have a Trials of Casuals podcast for the next, like, month. So we have discussed previously on previous TWABs that thinking of an idea that instead of doing a TWAB read, what we would do is we would do a couple strikes, and Danny and I would just kind of talk about, just some things in the gaming world, just in a general basis. Talk about games that Danny and I have played, such as World of Tanks console. Talk about D2. Talk about the state of games, and things that we're hyped for. Um, and I'll probably do like some minor streams either those days, or we'll just, load up, do like two strikes, talk for like 20 minutes, and all right, peace out, later, bitch, bye. Um, but so please put in the comments below what you guys would love to see us do while we have no TWAB to go over. Do y'all want to see us do strikes? Do y'all want to see us suffer and do some bullshit missions? Um, or do y'all want to see us do a casual dungeon run? Because I will never say no to a regular grasp of avarice. Grasp of the avarice, or fuck, what's the dungeon name?
Yeah, it is grass.
Grasp. The Grasp dungeon. I'm always down to do a run of Grasp dungeon, just not on Master. Fuck our matey. Fuck our matey so much. Um, So yeah, please let us know in the comments below what you guys would love to see. If you guys want to see some gameplay, or if you guys just want to see me and Danny just bullshit around random topics, we'll bring stuff up on the main screen here. And just like, hey, send us something about the gaming world that we should take a look at. And that would be dope. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, I apologize. The video was a lot longer earlier, but I fucked up. So you're getting this TLDR 18-minute version. So real quick, Danny, where can they find you one more time?
Find me on Twitch and YouTube under the same name. Just look for the cat face.
Along with that, you can find me on Twitter at DominiFox1, where you can see me shit post about anime and how garbage or great some games are. You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch at DominiFox. So Danny and I both thank all of you for all of you guys watching. This has been an interesting year when it comes to the creation of these videos, and I know that it's not reaching a huge portion of the community. So please, if you guys want us to be able to do more on these videos, please show your friends, have them join our streams, get to know us. We're pretty open book faced about shit, or open faced book. Open book. We're open books. So just tell them to come to the streams and come to the the YouTube videos. Danny's links will be down in the description below, same as mine. So yeah, let us know. Yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Don't be sweat lords, and happy holidays. We'll see you guys next time.